Man, there's never a rest for the for the weary in Cleveland sports. I am so exhausted, Ryan. Like, I'm just gonna introduce us right away. I'm Kevin Arnold. He's Ryan Monster. I am so exhausted from the last week of everything going on, and it just keeps going. I mean, they're breaking ground in Brook Park right now.
Right now, yep.
Even though they technically already did that, they already
Yeah.
started digging the hole. But because remember this new stadium, everybody, that's going to go down like was it 50 or 100 feet or something?
Significantly, just to abide by the airspace, or the airport right there. So the aerospace rules and stuff. So yeah, crazy.
So I know that they're showing off some new videos right now and closer look. So, from what I've seen, at least from people taking video on their phone of a video screen from far away, it looks like just like more in depth, like closer looks at what we already saw,
right?
In some of the stuff. But I think managing partner J.W. Johnson said that there could be new additional things that are added in as they go, and they have like money probably set aside for that as the years go on, because technology just continues to change. And this is the voice of the land. Maybe you'll see an AI version of this show one day. Who knows? I still don't understand AI. And this, the place I work at, they want us using AI every single day.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm trying every single day. The only person that really knows AI that's part of the Inside Edge Network, as we are now a part of as well, is Peter Tulloch, or Audio, as we used to actually call him on the show, because you never see him, you only hear him, and somehow you get every technical issue fixed. But we are here to talk some Cleveland sports. Ryan's trying to kick me out of here already because he knows my son is going to visit a monster truck right now.
Bro, you can't miss that. So we're gonna have a quick show because he's gonna go check out a monster truck with his son, and that's more important. So
having a monster birthday party this weekend because he turns 3 tomorrow.
That's crazy. Yeah, my 3-year-old just turned 3 this weekend. So this past weekend, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah,
so fun.
So, boy, oh boy, God willing, we got to get him a sibling because he's
yeah,
he's feeling himself in terms of being an only child right now. And I had friends that were only childs, and some were really good, some not so good. I'm hoping to keep my son on that right track. But
regardless, he's got a good dad to look after. So
we're gonna do the best we can. And look, he now knows how to say "Go Guards" and "Go Cavs." So
I mean, you're already winning as a parent. So
some people may say it was the wrong thing to do, but the first one he learned was "Here we go, Brownies, here we go," and he would bark. So he knew that one first. Hey. It's his mom teaching him most of this stuff too. Like, I'm trying to ease in. She's all about it. So, all right, say less, as I think the kids say. But we are brought to you by Greeny Sports Cards. Got to remember to talk about them. GreenySportsCards.com. They just had a show in Pittsburgh, part of draft weekend out there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different things going on out there. Yes, we hate Pittsburgh, but from a serious standpoint, I mean, there is some cool stuff around there. Got to visit there for the first time just about a month ago or so. There's some cool stuff there. I'm just not going to touch anything that's in black or gold. So I may have someone. So we went to the Science Center. Quick story. We went to the Science Center there in Pittsburgh, and they were ahead of the draft. They were actually showing this movie or some sort of quick documentary that Pat McAfee voiced and stuff, talking about how they're the only football town or whatever, and they have a movie theater at their Science Center, we did have. I think they still use it sometimes here in downtown Cleveland. And we were in the food court, and right around there is where the movie theater was, and people were walking out. They handed out, so everybody's screening this movie. They gave them the towels. And I had Lincoln in my hands, and as people walking by, I said, "Lincoln, do you know that those people are carrying pee rags right now?"
I was gonna say, free toilet paper.
So yes, all that I hate, using the Duquesne train that goes up the little hill that they used back in the 1800s, and it's still there, and all that stuff. That stuff is pretty cool. So Greens was out there. They had a great show. I know that they They love their time out there, and they have another show, a smaller show coming up in Broadview Heights this Saturday. TC Greenies, it looks like, and a lot of pictures are involved in Pokemon. So it's something I know that they didn't necessarily think they were going to get into when they started the whole sports collectors thing, but there is a huge market to trade and buy and sell Pokemon cards, and it just keeps expanding. I can't keep track of all the new Pokemon. I'm going to stick with Charizard and Pikachu and all the original Squirtle, all the original Pokemon there.
Yep.
But reach out to them, greensportscards.com. So if we stick right there, we start there with the draft. Just overall, Ryan, just, from all the work you did on prospects and everything like that, not even from a Brown standpoint, but overall, like, how did you kind of take in the draft and how you saw like that board end up falling out, especially through those main first couple days?
Yeah, dude, this draft was I'll say a masterclass by Andrew Berry. And I for one I've been incredibly critical of all of Andrew Berry's moves. I mean, the first 5 years were absolutely atrocious. He rejuvenized maybe or revitalized his career a little bit by, last year's draft by, those first 4 picks. And then, he went into this year with probably the cleanest, most intentional work that Andrew Berry has ever done. I think, it wasn't flashy. It wasn't chaotic. It was disciplined. It was strategic. It was aligned with the roster's actual needs. I mean, even from the trade down from 6 to 9, while adding, I think it was 74 and 148. It was the kind of move that I think a confident front office makes. You weren't going to get much more than that to move back, just because this is a draft with less talent than, previous drafts and in the anticipated 2027 draft as well. But got his top choice of an offensive tackle in Spencer Fano or Fano. I'll say Fano because I don't know. But I mean, I loved it. He was my second favorite right tackle. He will be moving over to left tackle where, he played his freshman year at Utah before switching over to right tackle to accommodate for his teammate that went a little later, Caleb Lomu. I mean, he's technically advanced, he's balanced, he's composed, he's strong against power, really, really smart, especially against twists. And I think he's built for Monken's system. I think I really, really like the pick a lot. Then they follow that up with Casey Concepcion at 24 with, their first receiver that they took. And, I honestly, at first, I liked the pick. I liked the pick of the position, but I actually wanted Denzel Boston at 24. So I was a little disappointed. I saw the value in KC. I love KC. I think he's great, but I just think that we needed more of a dominating outside receiver than an inside guy. But then they follow that up with Denzel Boston. So, I mean, the big picture here, incredible. I think they everything that, KC's not, Boston is, and vice versa. KC has quick separation. His intelligence with route running is amazing. His yards after catch ability is fantastic. You guys are gonna love him. He's very versatile in motion, and different formation usage. And he's a natural safety valve for a young quarterback, and I love that. And then complement that with Denzel Boston, who has the size, who has the ball tracking, the vertical presence. A boundary reliability finally on this team, a true outside wide receiver who fits Monken's spacing concepts. And he's like plays the game like a power forward. He'll go up and get that ball. He's great at contested catches as well. Excuse me. And then followed up with EMW, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, man, a center fielder that they've been missing for a long time in that defense. That dude is disciplined. He is smart. He is efficient. He is a deep middle organizer for that defense, and he's going to fit incredibly in that, modern split field, single high structure that this Brown likes to do, that the Browns like to do. He, he's not necessarily a gambler. He's not a box thumper. He is a stabilizer, and he's the kind of safety that keeps the entire coverage intact. And the path for him to play is wide open. Yeah. I mean, obviously we have, undrafted free agent, and they just re-signed him, the safety, not Grant Hill, but Ronnie Hickman, excuse me. But I expect EMW to beat him out by the middle of the season, and he is going to be incredible for this team. And then maybe my favorite pick of all was Taylor Green. I have been talking about Taylor Green this entire offseason. I love the guy, especially for the potential just for fantasy in general. But he is towering 6'6", absolutely explosive, right? A 4.36 40. His arm is huge. Obviously he's got a ton to work on. His mechanics are awful. His footwork's not great. But he is dangerous in space. He's built like a modern dual threat quarterback. And if coaching can get a hold of him and mold him and teach him because the things that he lacks, I think, they're teachable for sure. But the things that he has and he provides for this team are intangible. Absolutely. So if he can get a hold of coaching and they can get a hold of him and mold him, he could be. Listen, I don't want to get too much into the quarterback competition or what Mary Kay Cabot from the Cleveland Plain said. I think it was just yesterday, but like this is a quarterback competition. I've been saying it since the offseason. Shedeur Sanders not handing anything. Now we have I don't know if it's a report or perception or, I don't know. But Mary Kay said something to the effect of, they should just announce that Deshaun Watson should be the quarterback now and just move on with it. Taylor Green, man, that guy has so many traits that are just unicorn-like that I am not counting him out at all. So I'm actually very excited about the pick. I love Taylor Green.
Yeah, and I mean, with the quarterback stuff, look, I have opinions on that I'm going to kind of leave to the side. Not because, not because I care if people come at me for it or anything like that, or people try to tell me I'm not a Browns fan or whatever for how I feel. I've expressed how I feel in that regard a couple times on this show, a few times in the past. Right now, it's not the time. It's too volatile right now. It's too all the way out there. I guess with Mary Kay, Shiloh Sanders needs to shut up. Number one,
he won't. But
that comment is just that's ancient. That's unnecessary. You can be upset because she's coming at your brother. Now, I would kind of like to hear from Shedeur and kind of but I'm also not connecting Shiloh with his brother because there's a reason why Shiloh's not in the league and not getting more opportunities and why Shedeur is. Right. And I think, people need to realize that, why teams weren't willing to still bring in Shiloh after he was let go and being, he ejected from a game, I think a preseason game or something.
Yeah.
So I take that with that. I didn't understand Mary Kay kind of when she put the report out, then giving an opinion on it and saying that they just need to. I get it. This offense needs to work together. They're going to need to find chemistry. The offensive line is going to need to do that. Those are all conversations that we're going to have. But I think you need to have that by the time you get to training camp, or maybe you can soft launch it. I don't know why, but there's been a lot of conversation about soft launch and hard launch in the society lately. But you can try to do that in the mandatory mini camp that second week of June, so that there's at least a feel for it. Then you take that summer vacation and you come back to training camp and you figure things out from there.
Right. But there's just so much time. That's the thing. We have 3 to 4 months until we are playing a game on the field. Why are we doing this now? That's my question. And if there is an actual quarterback competition, why are we making a predetermined, assumption before the competition even starts? It just seems reckless to me. It seems a little, hey, I'm not going to talk.
The quote is right.
Right. Sure.
Questioning her report, someone is telling her that.
Sure.
And
of course.
There were also people that I know that were out there that said Watson did look better. And I don't know by how much, because if you look at actual quarterback trackers and stuff like that, the numbers were very similar.
Right.
But again, I think a lot of people have said this and made sure that this is known. If I'm just looking at this from a football standpoint, and that's why I'm keeping out everything else right now. Watson's been in the league for 10 years. He's been hurt. He's been in and out, and he probably has no rhythm in what we're showing in helmets and shorts right now versus when we actually get the game speed. Who knows what that looks like? But when you're learning a new offense, and someone has been around a long time, that they can quickly make that transition. Oh, like this is the concept I did here. It's just called this. Like it processes faster.
Right.
That's not a shot at Shedeur or Dylan or Talon. Like Talon's a rookie, but the second year guys, like that's not a shot at Shedeur or Dylan. And really, this should just be Watson and Shedeur, to be completely honest. But it's not a shot at them. It's just that comes with experience. So like that's to be expected. That someone that's been around 10 years is going to pick up things faster than someone that's been around only 2 years. It's not to say that they're not all working on it. So yeah, I get it, and from a standpoint of the fact that we've done, last year we had the 4-quarterback thing, and then the offensive team really wasn't ready to start the year because we're so focused on having these guys get these reps and these guys get these reps. Monken's already told you it's going to be different. There's not equal reps this year. And I think that's what also allows you to have some time to like you said, Rob, pump the brakes on, naming something. We can say who we think is leading, and based on what we see,
it would be baseless. I mean, we're not even into the thick of it yet. Beginning the thick of it, I feel like this Mary Kate situation has become more of a lightning rod because it sits at the intersection of fan frustration, media distrust, organizational secrecy, and the Browns' like long history of drama. Whether fans love her or hate her, or fall somewhere in between, the truth is Mary Kay is reporting, like you said, on what she hears. The Browns are controlling what they want out, and the fan base is reacting to the gap between the two. And this is what happens when the team is changing quarterbacks, the front office is reshaping the roster, the coaching staff is new, the franchise is building a new stadium, the organization is trying to, project stability. Every single leak, every rumor, every report is going to get amplified. Pump the brakes. We have so much time until we get into mini camp and all these things, and we just do not need to announce anything right now when this is for sure going to be a competition. Yeah, there might be front leaders right now, but can somebody make up that ground in a month with one more month of learning? Who knows? Like, just slow down. Browns fans just freak out over everything.
I mean, I would never try to like divide and conquer or anything like that for the industry that I'm in. But like I like Mary Kay. Like when I've been around and covered stuff, like she
blocked me on Twitter, but that's okay.
I mean, like but when you're around her, like she's one of the nicest people and all those types of things. Like I'm not I'm not trying to just ride a fence. Like I'm being serious. Like they're the interactions, like they're different people. And another great person is Daniel Oyefusi. But the one thing I disagree with him on, like I love the dude. He reports. He has great insights and all those types of things when he's on shows and all that type of stuff. He tweeted out that Browns Twitter can be fun. And to me, it's not. Because that's where the whole like fan is short for fanatic thing comes into play, and like, but on Browns Twitter it goes the wrong direction. You can go the right direction if you go with fanatics actually and get some gear for your teams, like Browns, Cavs, and Guardians.
Oh, what a transition!
But it's not just their name; they're loyal, passionate fans dedicated to favorite teams, the sports they love. They're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest, it is the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, players that you love. They feature wide selections of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, NCAA. I think the MLS is in there. I think there's some soccer stuff in there. But they can even serve lacrosse fans out there. So I mean, you look at it, baseball and golf, even like all the sports are involved. Like if you're going to call yourself fanatics, because you know that that's the word that's longer for the word fan, and you want to bring fans in, you're going to cover all the sports. So make sure to go to fanatics.com and make sure to celebrate your teams there. Fanatics.com. Search all of the great gear. Before we transition off of the Browns, just real quick to kind of tie a bow on the NFL draft, kind of seeing it transpire. Like I wasn't a fan of the Casey Concepcion pick initially because all I heard was like his concentration drops. And
a lot of that's quarterback issue too. But I mean, that doesn't necessarily help in the NFL with the Browns because we have quarterback issues. So
yeah. So so that's something that I know that he's working on. But then you hear the story, and it's like, immediately it's a person, it's a human being that you want to root for. Like, I don't care what team he's on or whatever. Like, it's great that he's here. That's an added bonus. But like, just hearing his story, what he's overcome, how he's able to, he has that speech impediment, that stutter, but like he uses that as a beacon to try to help others like feel more comfortable,
right,
to talk and be a part of it, and stuff like that. So that's just the guy that you want to root for. And then you finally actually get Denzel Boston, a bigger wide receiver. Like, you're still able to get him. You don't have to move at all. Like, I don't know. The patience that Andrew Berry showed was
masterful.
masterclass.
Yep.
It was it, but who knows how it's going to translate. Like, everybody's giving them glowing reviews after that draft. These guys have to perform, and the players know that, the front office knows it, the coaching staff. Like, I think a lot of fans know that. There are some that just think blindly, like, oh my gosh, like now they're going to lead us to a bunch of wins this year. Like, oh, like we're all the way back up. Not that we jump off the bandwagon, but like we're all the way back. Like, that winning the offseason thing. I'm not here for winning the offseason and like every move that I like what they did.
Right.
And all I can judge them on is what they're able to do. They can't play on the football field right now. I like what they did in terms of bringing young talent in here and taking advantage of value on the draft board. But it has to go a step further, and it's still going to be determined by winning. My hopes aren't raised just because you brought in great talent in the draft. You have to take that next step to actually perform and succeed on the field. You have to earn my hope back. I'm one of those fans, Ryan. I'm not blindly just hoping anymore. I'm not. People will say, well, you're not a real fan. I am. I'm being realistic, though.
Yep. And that's where I stood this whole time. I've been saying, I think they're probably going to pick top 5 in the 2027 draft, and that was before, that was at the end of the 2025 season. So, that was before we had all these offensive line additions. That was before our receiver room. We just had Jerry Jeudy, Malachi Corley, and Cedric Tillman. That was it, basically. Isaiah Bond, but, just a bunch of wide receiver threes, and I also questioned this quarterback room. But honestly, man, looking today, like I'm with you. Like, I'm not usually the optimistic kind of guy, I'm a very realistic, logical person. And I'm struggling with where I want to put the Browns next year in terms of rankings, in terms of the schedule game, in terms of how good I think this team is actually going to be now. Do I still think there's potential for them to pick top 5? Of course. Yeah. But for the first time in a long time, I kind of see the light, and it's refreshing. I'm not necessarily saying, oh, we're a playoff team, we're going to even have a positive record. I have no idea. I'm really struggling with where to put them and what kind of box for this, upcoming season, but I can see the light finally, man. And for, I don't think I've said that for 2 years. So I have cautious optimism. I am still going to think logically. I still need to see the proof of concept on the field. But on paper right now, I am so much happier than I was 2 months ago. So,
yeah. And I think both things can be the same.
Sure.
They can be there at the same time. Two things can be the same. Like, we are happier. We are a little bit more excited about this team and the direction it's going.
Right.
But still holding out to fully jump in the pool,
jump in Lake Erie. Hugh Jackson's back, baby.
Erie, jump in the hot tub, so
oh god,
let the body get acclimated to the heat and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just jumping right in, but I'm always there. Like, that's the thing, and I think that's where this whole, on the negative side of the word fanatic, in terms of Browns fans and Browns social media, that's where it gets to. You got to be this or that. You can't be, somewhere close to that middle line. When really, that's where we all should be because of the history that we've had to endure as fans.
Right.
So, good job by the team to do that. We'll get a chance to see probably some video from from rookie mini camp coming up. I think it's end of next week or some point during next week. So we'll hopefully finally get to hear from. I was actually surprised we didn't hear from the second round pick. second round picks. Usually I
Yeah,
thought
it
we
is.
did.
Yeah.
Now that it's 3 days, like you have time to, you
Right.
pick your first round on Thursday, they come in, they get introduced, then you go to your draft room while the media talks to them. Then Saturday, like they come in, the second and third rounders come in. Like, I don't know, I found it a little weird, but I'm probably just, it's probably just me. So, whatever.
Regardless, I mean, I even talk about Joe Royer or Parker Bransford, who was the top center on my big board, like in the draft, and we got him. Like, I'm so excited for that pick. Yeah, I just, man, for somebody who's been incredibly critical of Andrew Berry, I am absolutely, of course, on paper, giving him his flowers. This was a guy who I was calling for his job for years, for 3 years, and finally, I can see the light with Andrew Berry, and I'm relatively relieved that we actually retained his position and kept him, on this team, which is a revelation for me to say, to be honest. So,
yeah. Apologies for pick up my phone. People think I'm not actually listening to Ryan.
No, you're good.
People, I got work that's still, I think people just sense when I'm still in the building. Like I'm still in that building right now.
Yeah. Real quick, we got a comment from Mama B. God answers sincere prayers of believer. God knows and God has plans for Shedeur. Because Shedeur trusts God, if they mess up with Shedeur like they did with Baker, they will never win again. God will not prosper them for messing with another child of God. Thank you for the comment, Mama B. Appreciate you. Good commentation there. You're right. It's all up in God's hands. We'll see what happens, of course. But Shedeur has a fantastic opportunity here to take a job and run with it. And that's all that I think he's deserved right now. I don't think anything else is guaranteed, but you're right. Through God, Matthew 19:26, through Christ, humanly speaking, things are impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Of course, it's possible, and we're going to be here along the way to support this entire team. So thank you for the comment.
Absolutely, thank you for that. And it is good to remember that. I know people sometimes they make fun of guys that always in interviews with athletes, men or women, like they start with like thanking God or Jesus or stuff like that. I think we can definitely tell when people are being genuine about that or not. But religion is something that's very important, and it's family, it's religion, then it's our jobs. Like there are still things that are more important. I say it all the time, right? Like don't let people tell you it's just a game. Again, that comes from my family telling me like, why are you so upset? It's just a game. Well, I have a passion for this industry, and that's why I pursued it. Like I'm not going to tell a theater kid, well, like it's just a mess up of a line. No, like they take it seriously that they, a mistake is made or, a Broadway play is taken away and they never have an opportunity to see it. Like that matters to people out there. I'm never going to take that away, but in the grand scheme, there are still, of course, things in life that matter most. But you can always take care of those that matter most to you by going over to Alley Rose Fragrances. Discover Alley Rose, the collection of handcrafted candles, body mist, made with clean, minimal ingredients. Every product is thoughtfully created in small batches, free from harmful toxins. For mindful everyday indulgence, head over to AlleyRoseFragrances.com right now to order and use the special promo code. Mother's Day is coming up. Mother's Day. So you can get a discount right now, Inside Edge 20. That is Inside Edge 20. That's all one word, no dots, no spaces, no dashes, anything like that.
Capital I, capital E.
The number 20. 20 is not spelled out. It is the number 20, and you'll receive a special discount with us here at the Inside Edge Network. Cavs, Game 5 winners, 125-120 last night. They move on to Game 6 tomorrow night. It will be on Amazon Prime, so if you don't got Amazon Prime, at this point, I'm sorry. That's just what the NBA is doing. I can't control it. Can't help. I did not like the lackadaisical start to that one. Boy, oh boy, if they start that way tomorrow night, Ryan.
Yeah.
They're going to get blitzed inside of, the whatever the name of the arena is tomorrow night.
I don't even know the arena. Yeah, you're right. I mean, the first half looked like, maybe a continuation of Game 4. Sloppy possessions, rush decisions, and Toronto getting whatever they wanted in the paint. I think the Raptors put up how much in the first half? Was it 74? Looked like a team that
put up 74 in the first half. They had 40 in the second quarter.
Insane, yeah. They looked like the team with a clear identity. And then halftime happened, and lucky for us, we have Dennis Schroeder on this team, and he took over the room. I think he laid out everything the Cavs weren't doing. Pace, spacing, physicality, effort, and challenged the group to get back to who they're supposed to be. And I think the team listened. The second half was Cleveland finally punching back, and it was refreshing to see. Obviously, last week during the show, I said Cavs in 4. That was obviously when we were riding the 2-0 lead in the series. And I got humbled. The Cavs got humbled. We all got humbled. And, there was a lot of, I don't know if it's trepidation or just fear in general of like, oh no, is this going to be a first round exit now instead of a second round exit that we're used to? Especially when I think the East is not looking too great right now, especially the top teams. Everyone looks like, it's turning into a series for each series right now. And it's wide open technically. So I don't know, man. I'm not necessarily nervous, but I'm a little nervous. So I don't know. Yeah. I'm glad that we're up 3-2 instead of being down 3-2. Watching that first half of 5 was I was sick, man. So
yeah, but coming back for Game 7 when anything can happen is those are the 2 greatest words in sports unless your team's involved in them, I would say. Because that becomes very nerve-wracking. And the way that they approach the games in Toronto, I don't know why, and I know why, but I don't understand why. There was a conversation today that changed from last night when it was all positive, where, the story came out. Kenny Atkinson said that, he was going to put Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell back in earlier in the fourth quarter than they ended up coming in at. But Donovan, it was his idea, and Evan Mobley was on board to let the group on the floor ride. I think it's being portrayed today, 24 hours later, as he didn't want to go in the game.
That's ridiculous.
To be a part of the big moment. That's never how I read it.
Yeah.
I get how someone could read it, but I still don't fully understand. That is a leadership. That's all
exactly.
That is.
I think that's a true leader right there. A true leader decision. You saw what the team was doing. You don't want to break that up. You don't want to ruin that. And you're humbling yourself, the superstar on this team, to make sure that your team wins. I love that. Mean, anyone who thinks otherwise, I don't know, man. But regardless, I'd rather have a team mentality and pull out a win than some guy go out there, be selfish, and lose us the game because he wants to be the hero. That's stupid.
Go stanky like they did in Toronto, and then you're turn the ball over 20 plus times. And then the other thing was then okay, well, if you look at Donovan, from Donovan's side, it's okay, but Kenny Atkinson, he should have felt that. He shouldn't have been then trying to get him in. He should have felt that they should a coach wants to put his star player back in the game to try to close it out. You don't want to give him as much rest as he was getting in the regular season. That's what happens in the playoffs. Rotations shrink. If you're a star player, you're going to play more minutes. So that was it just turned out to be hey, the coach was thinking this, the players thinking this. They come together. Okay, I'm going to let it ride. Hey, it works out. They're starting to make a little run. We're not making shots. Get in there. Get up there. And then they listen to him.
Right.
Trying to, I don't know. It got, I don't know if it was this whole Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders quarterback thing that made people question everything and want to I don't know. I don't feel necessarily great after that game last night, but that is one thing that I don't have an issue with.
Context matters for sure. So
yes. Yeah. But I mean, all I'm looking for is passion, heart, energy. That's what good teams do in the playoffs. They have a sense of urgency. And too often, this team does not have a sense of urgency when they actually need it. And they put themselves in dangerous situations. And the reason why Toronto was having so much success last night was because I don't know how many adjustments the Cavs are making. You still can't stop, after 5 games, you can't stop Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is a really good player, but you still can't stop him, and you haven't made an adjustment to him. And that's a player that he's not LeBron. I'm sorry. LeBron was as he's gone through his career and gotten better, like he was going to find ways to work through or overcome the adjustments teams were going at him. But he was still stopped in certain games in the playoffs, no matter where he's been, because people like teams adjusted. I haven't seen that adjustment. Plus, then the momentum that they gained from shooting like crap in game 4 and still coming out with a win. Like, yes, we shot like crap and we turned the ball over, but like that's a game that you should win. And then the underdog gets the win in that one. Right. Guess what? That's exponentially more confidence for a team like that. So I just want to see a sense of urgency. I want to see some passion tomorrow night. It's going to be tough. The crowd's going to get the Raptors rolling early. You have to weather the storm and just keep going with what you do and keep control of the basketball.
Yeah, I think their biggest opponent right now is in themselves for the Cavs. I think. I mean, Game 4 they had control, lost composure, and then handed Toronto life. Game 5 they got punched early, steadied themselves, and then closed with toughness. I think the Raptors didn't suddenly become a juggernaut. Cleveland simply hasn't played a full 48 in Toronto yet. I think if the Cavs want to avoid a Game 7, they have to stop giving away possessions. Stop letting the crowd dictate their pace and stop drifting into the passive version of themselves that keeps showing up north of the border. I think obviously officiating in some of these games has actually been horrible, but you can't let that be fall into the officials' hands. Not to mention we don't know the injury reality of Brandon Ingram. Scotty Barnes banged his knee up with Jared Allen. Obviously, Quickly's out. Do we know if Ingram is available to play or not? I know he had a heel issue. But that's a huge factor. Obviously, we don't want to lean into that, of course, or hope for that. But nonetheless, the Cavs have an opportunity here to possibly end this, and they need to take advantage of that. So.
Yeah, they absolutely need to take advantage of that. Do you want to tell the people, because I need to apparently FaceTime my kid who's at the monster truck now. Okay. I guess the line's not that long. I'm gonna mute and take my camera off. You want to talk about your guys' photography company, Monster Moments Photography?
Yeah, bro. Let's do it.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna FaceTime real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Kevin is going to step out and talk to his son. No big deal. All right. So Monster Moments Photography is a sponsor of the Inside Edge Network. It is my company. My wife and I have owned it for over 10 years now. We do wedding photography in Cleveland. I'm going to read this ad real quick. Monster Moments Photography. Also, I got advice to just talk about it, but I just rather read the ad. I think it's better than what I have to spew out. So Monster Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding for team based in Cleveland. Wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by myself, Ryan, and my wife, Hallie Losser. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers around authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio, but inspired by our travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at monstermomentsphotography.com. That's MOSSOR, momentsphotography.com. Also, while he's out, I just want to talk about this real quick. Hi, Kev. We can do it at the end then. Go ahead. How you doing? That was quick.
Because I'm probably going to have to end this anyways because my kid's trying to get me to come out there.
You're good. All right. Yeah. So before we wrap this up, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about something that means a lot to me and my family. And honestly, something that's taken a life of its own over the past couple of weeks. Most of you know by now, if you've been following me and watching my podcast. But for those of you who don't, my son, James, my 4-year-old son, is in the Junior Ranger competition. And tonight is the final night of the top 5 cut in said competition. He's officially in the top 10, but he's sitting in 3rd place right now. And they cut to the top 5. But that doesn't mean that he's safe, of course, to make it to the top 5. These last day swings are wild and kids jump spots, votes surge, and nothing is locked in until the deadline hits. If you followed any of this, you've already known why we've been pushing this so hard. The kid lives and breathes nature. He wakes up talking about habitat, spends his afternoons identifying birds and insects, and has been out in trails with me since he could barely keep up. And now he's leading hikes. It's so much fun to be with him. It's awesome. This competition celebrates curiosity, real, genuine curiosity with nature. So here's the ask. I'm not asking much here, I think. I just need votes. You get one vote for free per day, and tonight is the last chance to help him secure a top 5 in his group and move on to the next round. The link is in the video that is on my Twitter. I can retweet it right now at DynastyCLE. If you've already voted before, thank you. Please vote again. You can vote once per day, like I said. If you feel inclined, please share it. I will retweet it right now at DynastyCLE. If you could go on there, please just click the link, verify, and vote for me. I would greatly appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me and my family. Once again, at Dynasty CLE, Dynasty Clee on Twitter for my son James for the Ranger Rick Jr. Ranger competition. Sorry, Kevin.
Please go follow him and click the link and vote.
Thanks, man.
Please, we've been trying to do the best we can for my family to doing that as well.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I just retweeted it right now. So
again, this is a lesson in trying to write down and keep safe your passwords for social media, because you just automatically log in with your face sometimes, and then that one thing that you need to log in and it won't take you to the app and your Face ID won't work. Just a lesson to everybody out there. Keep them safe, but somehow remember your passwords. And my son is actually talking all about planets now after all the astronauts.
Nice.
With the stuff with the moon and everything, he's getting into that. Our kids are into this stuff. We've got to keep the energy somehow up, and we're of course at Inside Edge we're working with W energy drinks. Promo code Inside Edge 10. This is not Alley Rose fragrances. That's Inside Edge 20. This is Inside Edge 10. W.GG. WGUBBY.GT. It is, of course, you got to get that code in there. You can get the energy drink. It's clean, no jitters, which that's always why I've avoided caffeine and energy drinks. A lot of people tell me, just deal with it. You're tired, you've got a kid, just deal with it. I don't want to deal with the jitters. I don't like it. It does, I feel uncomfortable. And this is, this is the type of stuff to go for. 15 flavors to choose from. And make sure W.GG, use the code Inside Edge 10. Make sure to follow them. And we thank them and all of the great partners here at the Inside Edge Network. I know we didn't get to the guards. I promise we will get to them. I have takes on that. I have thoughts on them that go against the grain right now, especially since it's only April and we're going to turn the calendar only to May. We haven't reached Memorial Day yet. But we will talk about them next week. We will look and see what happened to the Cavs. Are they on to the next round? Or what is happening with them? We'll have all those conversations, and I'm sure the Browns will find their way into the news as well. We will talk about all of that and more next time right here. This is the Voice Land on the Inside Edge Network. Of course, brought to you, main partner that we have is Greeny Sports Cards, greenysportscards.com. Got to thank them. Got to thank Peter Tulp and LPV Productions, AA. Anthony Alford as well, production director here at the Inside Edge Network. For Ryan Mosser, I am Kevin Arnold. Always a fun time doing a show with you, Ryan. Don't let anyone ever tell you it's just a game. We love you all 3,000. And don't talk about it. Be about it.
Please go on my Twitter at DynastyCLE and vote for my son, James. Thank you.
As the great, late Mike Allen always used to say, live life, all gas, no brakes. We'll see you next time right here on the Voice of the Land.